All right, Steve-O.
Yeah.
We are here with Pursell.
Yep.
You could say Pursell squared. We got Bubby in the back.
Yeah.
Looking mighty fine. We got Grant.
We got Micah.
About to pass out.
The shirtless shirt.
Micah on his second cup of decaf coffee.
Decaf?
He just drinks it to
Right?
drink it.
Yeah, I'm drinking decaf. Micah's the one probably turned me on to coffee the most.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
That's good.
If Red Bull sponsored me,
Yeah, that's great. But anyways, I want to start off same type question we asked Garrett.
Yeah.
But again, 2 years is a long time.
Oh yeah.
You're here for your second time. First good week.
Yeah.
Last time
We're just for freedom.
we just
Yeah.
literally
There
was
was
just
nothing.
the world stopped and we did it. We
Yeah.
just we were living.
Yeah.
What would you like what is that first kind of go back through that first time when you came here even till now, like what was that first emotion that you had coming on before you even met Parker and I?
Yeah. So I mean, it was a weird. I act like I'm gonna talk to the cameras. But
Yeah, no, you did whatever. I didn't even look at any of the cameras.
It was a weird story because I actually was not gonna come to Pursell Farms. I heard Garrett called me and said we got a trip to Alabama, and I was like, oh sweet. I literally just got home from Florida, so I was like, I don't really need to go to that. And COVID was coming, so I was like I'll just stay home with my family and see what happens. But he's like, you convinced me to come in. So when we were driving down, during this time, I literally was in the beginning of my YouTube stage. Like I wasn't huge. Garrett had a lot of subscribers. I was just like,
How many did you have, like 15, 20?
probably like 20. I was I quite honestly, I was not making very much money. I was just going down here. I heard the Pursell, like I heard the farm was cool. Joe talked it up, so I was like, whatever. So we got down here, and the first experience was I saw the farm, which I grew up on a farm, so I saw this and I was like, there's a golf course in the middle of a farm, and there's just a land literally everywhere, and I was like, immediately I was just in heaven, because I was like, it was perfect. Everything I wanted, plus a golf course, and you can film whatever you want. Like, what more could you ask for? So, like, just from the beginning, I already loved it, but I don't know, you really can't beat it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Hey, no, dude.
I'm tired.
Yeah, dude. So look, we've been filming a ton today, so we had to jump on. Well, I jumped on the decaf. I couldn't get on the Red Bull train. So
Yeah.
more power to you, Parker. But so even with like that first experience and like now, what would you say? Like, what would you say was the difference now between the first time here and now your second time here? Like with good week, because say Garrett and I talked, like it was. I feel like this time is you've got stronger vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a business-like approach because you're like, hey, we've got a strategy we're implementing.
Yeah.
So like things were going to be different from the last time we were here. I think we all knew it because it was just like shoot from the hip, vlog style.
Yeah.
And then now we're like, hey, we've got a plan. Let's do this, and then anything in between, we'll just chill, hang, all that stuff. What are the let's ask what was the one consistent thing, or maybe even two things you found to still be consistent and true from your last time here with your experience and your experience this past week?
Okay. Well, the main one was you guys literally treat us like family. That was the only reason everything worked out, was because from the first trip, literally we felt like you guys were family.
Yeah.
And so coming back, I just knew it was going to be the same. So that was literally the exact same as when we first got down here. So you really can't beat that. And of course, it's beautiful. Pursell Farms is still at the very top. I'm actually building a hole number 5 down.
You're legit building one.
Yeah, I'm building a golf course, and I literally, the only reason I'm doing it is because of hole number 5 and that slope down. So if that tells you how much I love Pursell Farms, right there.
What are you going to name the hole though?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided, because I'm hopefully when it gets done, I just look at it and like, yeah, that's the name.
I remember. Okay, so I've seen you like building that stuff out on your YouTube. Like, how close are you actually to getting? Because I saw the permits and all this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have everything set up, so the first hole is going to be done by the end of this summer.
Okay.
But like, what I'm thinking about doing is, while everything else is getting built, I'm going to put a cabin, and then I want to put different like tee boxes to the whole location, so you can play different, like 6 holes on different locations.
Oh, nice.
That's the plan, and it's all literally based off hole number 5 at Pursell Farm. I literally say that in all of my videos. It is always based off hole number 5. So those are the two big things that I just knew as soon as we have a mountain and it looks down onto a river, and I literally the first thing I thought it was whole fire Pursell farm. So I showed my whole family. I was like, this is the hole. And I said, let's do this. And I was like,
let's do this.
yeah. And then I started doing it.
What'd your parents say when you're like decided to build that on their land? I'm assuming it's their land.
It's my grandparents.
Your grandparents' land.
Yeah. Well, my grandpa signed it over to me as soon as I started working on it. So that was good. But he didn't understand any of it. He doesn't really get what's going on, and he just knows people started showing up and coming to the property because they figured out where it was, but he doesn't understand how I'm funding it. Like he doesn't really get the YouTube thing, which I feel like a lot of the older generation doesn't quite understand, like how money is being made from it.
It's like this generation's like, what's crypto?
Yeah,
It's like,
literally, yeah. It's literally that, and people are out here selling NFTs for $50 million. But
yachts on Meta.
yeah, like I don't even know
Metaverse.
what that is, but. Yeah, my grandpa, he really didn't understand, but he just said, do what you want with the property. And I said, all right. And so then I just went to town over the summer.
That's been pretty cool. Like, so with you, with all the videos and stuff you've been filming, you come down here. We'll include the two new guys, Bubby, Grant.
Yeah.
Them getting included.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to film 4 videos, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
That's fine.
4 videos, and you had to choose one partner for every video. And he had to film all those videos with you. Who would you choose? And
Like
why?
over again?
Yeah.
It's going to be Sharfie, my little man.
Y'all have always had that, like,
Yeah, we got that weird connection.
y'all got it.
Yeah,
It's like that ride together, die together. Y'all could
Yeah.
both be like, y'all are both dying today. Y'all like, cool.
yeah, we like jump off the bridge. Like, all right, let's do it.
It's happening.
But our personality just meshed really well together. We weren't always like that, but as the time went on, we literally just became the closest ever. So it's good. I'd choose Sharp 100 times out of 100 times.
When did y'all like actually meet? Did y'all
I
grow up near each other, or was
no.
it just?
Garrett introduced me to him. The first time I met him, Garrett brought him over. Garrett didn't want to meet him alone, so he took me with the dinner to meet him. So,
I can get that.
yeah, and he was just outrageous. He's vocal. Yeah, the notches. Those notches. Yeah, hit the top. And I was just like, well, he's a little bit too loud for me, Garrett. I don't think we should hang out with him anymore. And so then he kept sneaking his way around, and it just slowly, just slowly got into the YouTube grind, and magic started happening, and then we just became really good friends.
Yeah.
But
No, it's really cool. I think, like I said, from the first time y'all came, and even that, like learning y'all's personalities, and
Yeah.
everyone. I think that's cool with Bubby. It's like we were talking, like you can't have like a KD, LeBron, like that's why the Nets failed. That's why the Lakers are failing. Like you've got too many alphas who want to play ISO and not like don't know how to play team ball. And I think for a lot of times, even like good and stuff, like y'all got to have. Everyone's got to know their lane, but everyone's got to own it and stay out from a personality perspective. And that's okay. I think that takes a level of humility and like true confidence and not being threatened by somebody else because they're not Bubby and they're not Stephen and they're not and if you can own that, that's great. It's kind of like me and Parker. Like Parker and I, like we talked a while back, but he and I are like, I would rather be number 2 rather than number 1 when it comes to like the future of the farm, because I'm just like I don't want that, but I trust his leadership and there's no like crossover.
yeah.
But
Go get me another Red Bull, number 2.
you can't do that. Guy gave you 2 feet and they would.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it's been really cool to continue to track like all of that, and I think I would go to everybody kind of knowing who they are, and it's the same question I asked Garrett, but what's one way, like the way that you're personified on YouTube, that you feel like you're most misunderstood? Like this is something about me that I don't think people get when they come up and be like, oh, Stephen, like, because you're a jokester.
Yeah.
But like I've always told Garrett this, I've told Micah this, like legit, like I think you're probably one out of and we hung out for a while and been able to reconnect, but even from that one time, and it still stayed true to this, like I think you can be a jokester, but I think you're probably one of the most like consistent or authentic guys like I've ever met.
I appreciate that.
Like legit. Like
Yeah.
I know that you can like joke around, but I really do feel like you're like a constant and you're steady
Yeah.
for like a lot of people. And I think a lot of people, they may not know how to communicate that, but they need it
Yeah.
because you're always going to show up. You're not going to be like, you can be loud in your own way,
Mhm.
but like you're present and like
Yeah.
there for them like if they need it.
Yeah, yeah, I try to always keep a level head and stay that's why I always try to keep my emotions just dead straight, so it's never up or down. But I just forgot the question.
No, it's just like what's the that's just the perception
Oh,
that
okay,
people
so-
have of
yeah,
you.
yeah,
That's
so-
like you're like, that's not me.
Okay,
This is how I really am.
yeah, I mean, I joke around a lot on YouTube, but when it comes to off YouTube, a lot of my time is spent like, it's not as much as a joke, it's more like, I don't know, it's more, I don't know how to say this out. I'm more business mind. Like I joke around on YouTube, but behind the scenes, like I have everything planned out.
You're strategic.
It's very strategic, and like on the business half, everything is just planned out for me. But when I get on YouTube, that's when I can be free and do what I want. But I don't think a lot of people behind the scenes they come up to me like, "Hey, it's Steve. He hits a slice off the tees." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. But I like to be, and I also like being the average. Like I am an average golfer. I like to be just right down the line where everybody can connect with me. It's not like people like Tig who are pursuing pro. I want someone who just started golf can like be like, oh, Stephen, he made a quadruple bogey on that hole, and it's like, yeah, nice.
I can have a good time and do the same
Yeah,
thing.
do the exact same thing as Steve. I was like, yeah, that's what I like. But I feel like everybody just thinks I'm more of a jokester on YouTube, but in real life, I'm probably the most level-headed out of the whole group.
Yeah,
not
no,
to say,
dude,
not to
legit.
say anything.
No, but I legit, like I said, that's been the one thing about you. Like, I think that's always still been the most misunderstood because I feel like I've been able to relate to that in a lot of ways because I was a mascot at
Yeah.
Auburn for a couple years, and people always just saw me in one way because
Yeah.
they saw like character, and they were just like, "You're the character." It's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
like.
There's-
I became a character, but
Yeah.
that's not who I am. This
Yeah.
is who I am.
Yeah.
Has that ever like just gotten under your skin at times where you're like, people don't take you seriously when they should?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that it definitely does creep up on me sometimes, but I feel like with golf, I just accept that, and I like to be kind of the jokester. It's not something like when I played my other sport, like when I played soccer, I knew what I had to do, and it was always serious time. So being able to step back and be more of just have fun with the sport, I feel like is the biggest thing. So I'd do that 100 times over than have to take everything serious.
Yeah.
Such as Grant, who's always serious the golf game.
No, that's cool. I'm going to ask like a couple rapid fire questions.
Hit me with them.
But if you were about to, you had to spend one last week here on Earth, and you had to pick me or Parker to spend it with.
Okay.
You got to do it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You got to choose. You got to choose,
I'll
and why?
take half of both.
Honest questions only. Honest questions. We're all going. Look.
Steve, they both technically have the exact same DNA.
So okay, if I choose,
Yeah.
So
How about
choose
this?
one, you're
We're all
the
going
other.
to the same place, but on
but
Earth.
I'm gonna see one of you there at the end of it.
No.
Wait.
One person.
I feel like you were posturing this question
Yeah.
towards yourself.
How can I posture it towards myself? He's been here. He stayed here for over 3 weeks. Got a lot of great time with us. Came back here this week. Had great time with us.
Yeah. The only reason to be used because you're Team Twigs.
See
Parker,
ya!
that is the only reason Martin is Team Twigs. Parker's built like a rock.
But who would you take him to a bar fight?
I take Parker.
Yeah, 100%. I'd tell you. All is good. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, you'd be crazy not to take
No,
him.
yeah, Parker. I'd be taking him anywhere.
I always tell him that. If something like that happened, I'm like, dude, you know what? Parker, take him to the ground, and then once he's on the ground, I'll start kicking him. Like, but I can't make him go to the ground.
He's too strong.
Yeah, 100%. Who, if you were to pick up if one person, like, say you're going to go ask a girl out, and you had to get a one-liner, like, text someone real quick before you went out, who would you text to get that one-liner from to ask the girl out?
Oh, probably Garrett.
No, me or Parker.
Oh, between you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably go with Parker.
Parker.
Let's go!
I mean, he had the wife longer than you.
Yeah, so you think I've failed more?
Yeah. Took a little longer.
Parker's conversion ratio was much higher than yours was.
That's a fact. But hey, look, I just kept shooting until I scored. The
Hey.
confidence was still there.
That's all that matters.
I kept shooting until I made a bucket.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just saying.
Every time you shot, just means you scored.
I mean, hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Take that.
Dude, I mean, you did. You did pretty good. Lauren's pretty good. So what would you say, I'll ask a couple, really last two questions.
Okay.
But one, same with Garrett, because I think you can shed a different light, but, you know, again, Stephen of now, content creator, you know, YouTuber, as people would call you.
Yeah.
What would the Stephen of now tell that younger Stephen pursuing, like heading down the same steps you are currently? Like, what's the one thing you'd be like, hey, like, watch out for this?
Man, that's tough. But I mean,
To make sure that person succeeded.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Life goes by way too quick, and if I could have told Steven back then to take a couple steps back and just like, instead of looking for the future and looking for the next thing, just pause and take advantage of the time that you have like at that moment. That's what I'd say. Just take your time, because I wouldn't redo anything. Everything was good. Like everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
But I would just say take a little more time, because I feel like literally a blink of the eye and it's 2 years later, and here we are. It just happened so quick.
It literally still feels like yesterday.
Yeah, no, coming here, I literally felt like it was like 2 days ago. And nothing ever changed. And nothing changed with the whole Pursell Farms or anything. It was amazing.
Yeah. It still feels like there's still like a sense, I don't know, like it's cool to come back and like the change, but there's times where it was such like a sweet moment in time. Like, I guess that could be like a great word to describe it. Because like you said, like, I mean, Garrett said it, and we all felt it. It was like, it was hyper emotional, like leaving, because we're just like,
That is something when leaving was literally, I never wanted to leave this place. When I got here, and after that first month, I literally could have just stayed in that inn for the rest of my life, and I would have been perfectly fine. And so leaving was tough, because when you're leaving somewhere, you don't know when you're gonna come back. COVID, everything. I like the day we were leaving, all of the golf course got packed up again. Got more. I'm tired.
Yeah.
The whole golf course got packed again.
Yeah.
So you just see that, and it's like, who knows when you're gonna be able to come back. And fortunately, we came back 2 years later, which was.
it was the right time though.
Yeah.
Like I really did. Like I've talked with Joe and even Garrett, Mike. Like I really do think there was times where we could have jumped the gun, but I think like y'all's return.
This was the perfect time for the return. It is literally almost the same exact time as 2 years ago. So you really couldn't. This is amazing.
Yeah, and now like I think being able to kind of see, like you said, everyone asked for this.
Yeah. No.
Like
there was people there
every day. Like
Yes.
every day.
I bet every day at least 10 people would DMs one of us and say, go to Pursell Farm. So it literally, the hype buildup was perfect, and I mean, we can't beat this.
Yeah, no. So even now as we close, what's the one thing, you know, again, is different, but still valuable, hopefully, like from what we were able to provide for you? What would you say is the one intangible you're taking away from the farm, as opposed to last time? Because you're a different man then than you are now. What's the one intangible thing you feel like the farm gave you this trip that you're taking home back to Dallas?
Are you gonna start crying?
No.
I was about to say, I was like, oh, yeah, get the tissues. Get the brawny.
This is tough. It shouldn't be tough, but it is. Can you ask me a different question?
Yeah.
Pass.
Pass. What's the, let's say this. What was one thing that stuck out? Like, what was the one thing that stuck out this time from your trip down here as opposed to last time?
Oh, the one thing that I was grateful for is being able to bring the whole squad that heard about it before.
Yeah.
You can bring like Bubby, Grant, Micah. I mean, Mike was already here. like Max, Colin, being able to bring all the guys that like are in our friends group back to the place where so they can feel the same vibe that we did the first time. That was a big thing for me, and I just want to keep.
Did you feel Did you feel a sense of pride, almost like we have a place that you like we got to show you?
Yeah,
that you've
we
never
literally
been?
This is something that we talk about all the time. So being able to finally show all the guys and let them experience what I did was literally that's my favorite thing. To be quite honest.
And I guess this will wrap it up. But do you still feel like they're, even though the whole crew's finally come, we've come back for a second time, and I'm sure for years to come we'll be cooking up some stuff.
Of course.
Do you still feel like there's like that special place in your heart for that original time where it's just like, guys, like y'all got to experience it, but there's this place right here that you're never gonna really understand, like the origin story.
Yeah, the original, like the OG. There is a little place there that like no one will be able to experience exactly what we did, but I mean, Pursell Farms, you can't. It's the same vibe. It's honestly the same vibe. You just what you make it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'll do the same thing. Like I said, I'm glad. Like, and I told Garrett, because I think there's times where like you're always pumping out, and I don't know like who pours back into y'all and just says like stuff, but for real, like first time being able to come and like assess the personalities, see y'all, and then even see over time. Like I really do think one of the things people so misunderstand about you is like probably your maturity level and your ability to be like a strategic, business-minded person. And it's not even just being business-minded. I think it's just maturity. Like you're one way in front of the camera, but that's like it's a character. That's not who you are, and it is a piece of you, just like elevated. But I really do think that like one thing I always want you to carry with yourself is that like you really do have a lot going for you, and you are able to like accomplish a lot. Yeah, I really do think that, and you've got a lot of cool things ahead. And I never want you to stop, which I know you do, but I just always want to say it. Like I never want you to stop believing in yourself like those dreams that you got, because again, you took a risk of going to build that really a creator course down your farm. You're building a cabin. There's a lot of cool things that you're able to do, but like you executed that. And so again, I think there's a lot of people that they never see that. I don't think they ever see. Granted, we got the personal experience, but I just don't think a lot of people have been able to see that side of you. But I think it's a hyper valuable side of you that I don't ever want to feel as like overlooked or valuable, because I find like a ton of value in it. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's dope. But anyways,
one thing the only way you can experience the Pursell real experience is if you actually come out to the course. I mean, seeing in the content is one thing, but actually coming to the course and playing it is a whole different vibe. So I would recommend everybody to come play Pursell Farms at least once in your life, because it is literally amazing. The vibes, everything, it'll change your life.
It's cool. Well, I'm glad to hear it. But anyways, dude, Steve, thanks for showing up. Touch hats. It's not COVID anymore, dude.
No, we're good.
So thanks for showing up. Thanks again, Stephen, for coming on, talking, vibing. Like, subscribe. Don't really care what you do. Hopefully it's good enough for you to share with your parents and get them to come take you down here to Pursell Farms if you're young. If you're old, just get your butt down here. And we will see you next time. So, peace.